use that. Why? That's mommy's. Use this if you want to smell like daddy.
You never had to question if you were a man, so why give your money to a corporation that doesn't know if their products are made for men? Try Jeremy Razor's hair and body products. Jeremy shampoo and conditioner are made with tea tree oil to naturally clean and restore your hair and scalp, argan oil to soften your hair and not your masculinity, and aloe vera to moisturize the hair and scalp. It's all paraben-free, sulfate-free, phthalate-free, and most importantly, 100% woke-free. Not to mention, it smells amazing. Go to jeremyrazors.com and use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. That's jeremyrazors.com. Use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to talk about Fani Willis. Fani Willis just admitted to her alleged affair. So it's not allegedly anymore. It is an affair. And she claims in this 176 response document that she submitted, because it was required for her to respond to these allegations, she claims that this affair or this relationship started after Wade was hired. Okay, Nathan Wade, her lover boy. She claims that this relationship happened after Nathan Wade was hired. Do you believe that? So she makes several other claims in this 176-page document. We're going to talk about that today. Also, Ayanna Pressley. Ayanna Pressley, I don't know if you guys remember her. We talked about her several months ago. Ayanna Pressley, she actually didn't or couldn't admit to the border crisis. And she was with CNN, Jake Tapper. This was months ago. And he kind of made her look like really silly on his show. Now she's in the news again. She's in the news again claiming Walgreens is racist because they are leaving Boston. Walgreens decided to divest out of Boston. Why is Walgreens divesting out of Boston? Because Walgreens is tired of getting robbed. They are tired of the death. Okay? So, but Ayanna Pressley, she is saying this is unequitable. It is unequitable and it's bad for Walgreens to leave because, when Walgreens or pharmacies decided to leave a crime-ridden area, it's unfair to the people that need them. Well, how about we get some more police people or police officers to enforce the law? How about that? But we know Boston, they do have a crazy mayor out there. Okay, so we'll talk about that and much more on today's episode of Business Talks.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Looks a little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
Okay, yeah, thank you for tuning in. You guys put in the chat, let me know where you're viewing from. Let's see who we got in the chat. We have Ahmad L. Nice to see you. Steven 1976. What's up? John Rupas. Noble Young. John Allen. Carolyn Cruz. What's up? What's up? What's up? You guys, thank you for tuning in on this Friday evening. Hope your Friday is going well. You saying my volume is low? Let me turn it up. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? My last live stream, which was yesterday, I did drop my audio mixer. I don't know how it fell off the table, but it fell off the table. So hopefully you can hear me loud and clear now. You guys put in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. That's good. I'm glad grab the mic like Tina Turner. Ooh. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You guys don't still tune in. I won't sing for the rest of the show. I promise I would not sing for the rest of the show. We have Kevin McMillan, the Warrior. Kevin McMillan from DC, the Warrior from Nashville, Tennessee. Let's see who else. Carolyn Cruz, Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, you know Ayanna Pressley then. Luetta Mitchell, you can hear me now. Great. And Kevin Walker from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hey, my family is from Pittsburgh. But anyway, so let's get to your girl, Fani Willis. Fani, she's refusing to step down, but she's gonna stay the course because the Democrats is holding on to the thread that she could actually prosecute Donald Trump and his 18 co-conspirators. Fani Willis, she actually was elected because she was a bulldog of when it comes to fighting crime and fighting corruption. That's one of the things that she ran on. She campaigned on the things, those very things, corruption and crime. Corruption within the office and crime. I found this video, and actually is from Black Conservative Perspective. He has a video posted up that he just posted up a few hours ago. And the first part of the video, he has Fani Willis talking about how corrupt the DA office is. And this was prior to her being elected, okay? This is prior to her being elected. She's saying that the office is corrupt. And the guy that they had in prior to her, he's even corrupt. And the office is a mess because all these sexual allegations that comes out of the DA office. And she was going to put a stop to that. Okay. So I want you guys to take a listen to Fani Willis. And I believe this is what got her in the office that she holds today.
Best office between Washington, D.C. and Miami. And right now what you have is a office of dysfunction and corruption, and we deserve better. And I am the right choice to improve it.
Corruption, Ms. Willis, that's a strong word to level against the office that Paul Howard has run for nearly a quarter century. If he gets reelected, it'll be more than 25 years.
You have a DA sitting there that doesn't have the qualifications and the experience to do the job. What I can guarantee you is with my reputation, with my community ties, I am going to be able to attract the best and the brightest minds to that office. You're sitting with someone today that actually wants to make a difference because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees, because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children, because we deserve better.
So you heard that. This is what she said about the prior DA. I'm assuming he was doing the do with his employees, his subordinates, probably misappropriating funds. All the allegations she's been accused of today. She accused the man that she unseated a few years ago. Now, can you say Fani Willis is a hypocrite? Or should we give her grace because Fani Willis is a woman and a Black woman at that? Should we just ignore the fact that she actually slept with her subordinate. Now, this is what they're saying. Let me just go back to this is what they're saying now. Before we get to what came out today, there was a leaked audio from a whistleblower. This young lady came forward and actually talked to Fani Willis, which was her boss. She was her boss's boss. And she told Fani Willis, hey, so-and-so is actually trying to spend money on this specific grant. He's trying to spend money on things that this grant, you cannot use it on. She tried to warn Fani Willis of this. And then a few months later, they fired this particular lady. So I want you, this is from The Hill, and it's going to get into the audio at about 20-30 seconds in.
Bombshell new audio appears to show a whistleblower privately warned embattled Georgia DA Fani Willis that her top aide was abusing federal funds. Now, in the audio, Willis appears to agree with this whistleblower and say that she'd look into it. Yet a little less than 2 months later, the staffer who raised the concerns was fired. Let's take a listen to that audio.
He told everybody in front of Crystal, Deontay, everybody, we're going to get MacBooks, we're going to do that, we're going to get swag, we're going to use it for travel. I said, you cannot do that. It's a very, very specific grant. Took me off. I questioned Junior DA. There's kids in there from out of the county, all this. Took me off Junior DA. I did not want to do it. He made it look as if I wasn't doing what I needed to do because I questioned him. Because I knew for a fact, Mr. Cuffey respectfully did not know what he was doing, period.
So I respect that is your assessment. It was clear to me that you and Mr. Cuffey were not getting along. And I'm not saying that your assessment is wrong. I want you to really listen to the words I'm saying.
Tell me about your new neighbors. They're black.
Just something real strange about her, you know?
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen. Next thing you know, we have criminals. We are living next door to a racist. You take care of him, and I will take care of
Cuffey, and this is my personal opinion, to one woman to another, is dangerous to your administration.
Yeah, so the implication here is that.
So, you know, you heard that. Now, Fani Willis ended up firing this lady. And she told her during the meeting, yeah, I hear you. And I'm not denying that your allegations is not true or what you perceive is or your perspective is not true. There's a few more seconds left on that audio. And basically, Fani Willis is basically telling her, this is what I believe is true. Okay. And so she ended up letting go this lady. Now, what came of those funds, we don't know. But we know there was alleged misappropriation of these funds. Okay, these federal funds or federal grant money. Now, The Warrior, thank you for your super chat. Thank you for the wrench and for giving your time and talent to this channel. Thank you, Warrior. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now we have Fani Willis coming and saying to everyone that, yeah, I did have a relationship with Nathan Wade. That's what they're saying. She admitted in this 176-page document. She did have an inappropriate relationship, but she's claiming that oh,
As a small business
I
owner,
didn't
time
misappropriation.
management
I
is key.
didn't
So today, I'm
misappropriate funds. This is all up and board. Reason why Nathan Wade has he's made more in this whole ordeal or this whole case is because he's done more work. But they already uncovered Nathan Wade doesn't have a lot of experience in prosecuting crime. Actually, he has no experience in prosecuting any criminals at all. You know, Jesse Waters uncovered some of his cases. He's like an ambulance chaser. He does child support work. We know he does that. If you want to get your name changed, to get out of child support, maybe you could go to Nathan Wade and get your name changed. And some, other small minor things. Matter of fact, we could say you probably attended court more than Nathan Wade has seen the court in all his years. And I think he's about 50 or close to it. We could say that you probably been in court more than Nathan Wade. So this is what they're saying now in Fani Willis' case.
Response from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis addressing allegations of an improper relationship with the top prosecutor on the election indictment involving former President Donald Trump and more than a dozen other co-defendants. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Hutchins. Now, in DA Willis's response, she denied all of the allegations, but did acknowledge she and Nathan Wade, that top prosecutor, were in a romantic partnership. Let's find out more. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon. He's live outside the Fulton County Courthouse downtown. And Doug, you've gone through this very extensive document there, 179 pages. What are the big takeaways that you see?
Right, Tracy. I think you kind of said the biggest takeaway already, which is that Willis did acknowledge that she and Wade were in a personal relationship for some time now, but it did not start until after November of 2021 when Wade was brought on to prosecute arguably the most consequential trial in American history. And she also went on to say that despite paying him just about a little over actually $600,000 throughout the course of his time, the couple of years that he was the special prosecutor on this case, she did not benefit at all financially from anything that the two might have shared. She said they had completely separate accounts. They never shared a household. And so they also, she said, split costs, quote, relatively evenly when they were together. She also directly went after Ashley Merchant, the attorney who's representing defendant Michael Roman, who made these allegations public. Merchant claimed that Wade wasn't qualified for the case because he had no experience as a prosecutor. But interestingly, in that filing, Willis referred to comments that Merchant made about Wade when he was running for a judge position in 2016, calling him, quote, ethical and, quote, experienced in every area of the law. She even posted a picture of Ashley Merchant wearing a Wade shirt supporting him back in 2016 when he was running for that judgeship. Willis also claimed that she didn't violate any state or local laws when going about hiring Wade or getting approval from the Fulton County Commission. We had even had some commissioners author a letter to Willis saying that they had questions about how this hiring was done. She said nothing was out of the ordinary when it came to that. We're still going through this. We have a lot to get to, so I hope everyone.
Do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe that Nathan Wade was hired just off of the strength of his experience? Or do you think he was hired because, number one, Fani, you're lying. Fani, you're lying. You was doing the man prior to him, to you hiring him. Because you cannot tell me your career is on the line, lady. Your career is on the line. When you started off with Nathan Wade, or even looking into this case, coordinating with the White House. I don't know if she addressed that in this allegation, but literally they coordinated with the with Joe Biden in the White House to prosecute Trump. You started off, and this is one of the biggest cases of all times and you decided to hire a person that has little to no experience in prosecuting, number one, RICO charges, and number two, criminal charges. Now, he's the lead investigator. They didn't say he's the backup investigator. He's the lead investigator or the lead prosecutor. I'm saying investigator. He's the lead prosecutor. Now, if they said, oh, he's investigating all the stuff, he's tracking down all the information and, doing all the research, then I'll be like, okay, that sounds maybe, but he's the lead prosecutor. And he makes $100 more an hour than the people that actually have experience. So you guys put in a chat, do you believe this relationship started after she hired him? It doesn't make any sense to me. Another thing that doesn't make sense. Now, 2 days ago, Fani Willis, well, actually, they recused Fani Willis from participating in this divorce filing or this divorce proceeding. They wanted, the ex-wife wanted, Nathan Wade ex-wife or wife wanted Fani Willis to testify because she wanted him to shed light on the apparently the monies that he's been getting and how long they've been in a relationship. That's what she wanted to know, and for her divorce, for her own gain. Now, isn't it odd that they settled this divorce out of court? Who paid that money? What did Nathan Wade agree to give this lady? Let's pull this lady's, Nathan Wade's ex-wife. Her name is Jocelyn Wade. Now, this is Nathan Wade, okay? And this is Jocelyn Wade. What did he agree to give her? For her to say, oh, I'll settle. A woman scorn. He probably wasn't begging her and pleading her, oh, baby, but baby. No. This man, I'm going to tell you this man, and I don't even know nothing about this man. This man is a serial cheater. The way they painted him, or she painted him, the serial cheater. And she been dealing with his shit for a series found cheater for me. But anyway, he's a serial cheater. And been cheating on him. On her. Probably for some years, and she just dealt with it. She dealt with it. And this is interesting. When was this? Trump prosecutors, okay. Trump prosecutor Nathan Wade slammed by lawyers for woefully inadequate answers about drug alcohol use divorce docs. I guess they was trying to ask him, is he an addict? I'm assuming. So Trump prosecutors Nathan Wade was slammed for giving evasive answers about his alcohol, drug, and medication use by his estranged wife's attorneys. Newly unsealed divorce documents Wade has been embroiled in a contentious split from his wife of 26 years since November the 2nd, 2021. Don't you think it's odd? He received the job. He got the job offered November 1st, or got hired in November 1st. And then he filed for divorce November 2nd. All I need is a job? No, it sounds like to me, Fani said, hey, I probably can, get you a job, making way more money. But if we're going to continue our relationship, you can't be tied down to no woman. You need to file for that divorce today. Your employment is contingent on your divorce filing. He had filed the papers to the end of the marriage just one day after being appointed special prosecutor. Despite asking for a divorce, Nathan repeatedly failed to fully answer basic questions and provide documentation requested by Jocelyn in the case, instead giving information that was so woefully inadequate so as to be useless, the wife alleged in court papers from February 2023, which were unsealed by the judge Monday. I don't know why I jumped to that. But it was unsealed by the judge Monday. Jocelyn asked her estranged husband to provide information about his alcohol usage, the brand of alcohol he drank, and if he ever drove within the hour of drinking, to which he answered, red wine once a week at home with dinner, her lawyer claimed in the filing. When the wife questioned whether he used any drugs, or legal or illegal, Nathan responded, no illegal drugs use ever. The court papers claim that Jocelyn's lawyer's claim failed to address any legal or prescription drug use at all. The lawyers did note that Nathan disclosed he'd taken pain medications and antibiotic in April 2020 after a surgery. But it didn't identify which medication, the duration of prescription, and the dosage, and prescribing authority, nor whether he took the drug as prescribed, the court documents claim. I don't know if this is all relevant. Maybe they're digging. Did she claim that, did Jocelyn say, oh, he's a drug addict? I'm not for sure. I don't know where they're getting at. Maybe they're trying to find out, other holes in their case where they could get the case dismissed, saying Nathan Wade is actually inadequate to prosecute anybody. I'm assuming that's where they were going with this. However, since then, her lawyers claim in court papers that Nathan has repeatedly failed to cooperate by refusing to provide basic information. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, what did he offer this scorned woman for her to settle her divorce case? Because it sounded like it was an all-out brawl. Then it's kind of embarrassing. I don't know how the allegations got out, but it made it to nationwide news because he was prosecuting a nationwide or worldwide leader. So what did he offer her? And where did he get the money from? Somebody tell me that. Now, in this other, let's go to this document because I do have the document pulled up. And I just want to highlight one section. It's 176 pages. I don't know if you guys can see that. 176 pages. And it says, this is on page 5. That's how far I got. On page 5. Or is it on page 5? Let me see. Yeah. I thought it was on page 7, actually. Yeah. It's on page 7. But I'm going to start on page 5 because I saw some stuff that I want to talk about. And it says District Attorney Willis state and county annual composition is set by state law and county guidelines respectively. And it is not in the least bit reliant or dependent on any particular outcome in this case or any other. A defendant's attempt to conflate media attention with personal financial gain is complete conjecture. One could speculate with the same confidence that a decision not to seek charges or to seek different charges against different defendants arising from this same set of criminal violation laws would result in comparable media attention. No, you see how they missed the mark. We are claiming, and I'm saying we, because it made it to us, but the attorney, Michael Roman and the other co-defendants and Donald Trump, they latched on to the case. They are claiming, hey, you hired him and now he's whining and dining you. You're hiring him for a higher paying salary. You're saying it's a set figure. We're not talking about your salary. We're talking about Nathan Wade's salary, that he's making far more than any other person on the actual case. You're saying he's done more work. Well, on Jesse Waters, he revealed that when Nathan Wade visited the White House, he billed Fani Willis 24 hours. How in the world do you work 24 hours out of a day? Maybe that's why they asked him, oh, is he taking drugs? Like, is he taking drugs? Because how you stay up for 24 hours? You got to be on something. Somebody let me know. You ever stayed up for 24 hours? One time when I was in college, well, we thought it was fun. It's like when we was kids, it's like, oh, we gonna stay up all night. You drinking coffee, and I'm talking about in college. You drinking coffee because you trying to cram for an exam. You trying to cram for an exam, and you falling asleep looking at your book or whatever. And you're trying to still cram, you can't figure out the answers because your brain is tight and you like, okay, literally enough is enough. So but he said he worked 24 hours in one day. So you see how they totally missed the mark. Now, Trump and Michael Roman's attorney they will be able to respond to this. And they are seeking for Fani Willis to testify on February the 15th. So she had to submit a response and then she's going to testify in front of the judge after the judge read this 176 page document. Okay. So it says, complete conjecture. One could speculate with the same confidence that a decision not to seek charges or to seek different charges against different defendants arising from the same set of criminal violations, laws will result in comparable media attention. Ignores that the district attorney Willis have attracted both positive and negative publicity related to the case. Yeah, we could agree with that. which include ongoing personal security threats, racial slurs, sexual invectives, and attacks. This is what I say. This is all horrible. But DA Fani Willis, you are an elected official. When you sign up for the job, people are not going to like you. You decided to prosecute a man that people love. Okay? You know, probably 55, 60% people love Donald Trump, and you decided to prosecute him. So people really hate you for that. And then the other 45%, you notice how it changed the number, because we know majority of the people really like Trump versus the other 45%. They really hate Trump. Well, you got some people that's in between. They, they neither love nor hate Trump. But anywho, my point is, you are an elected official. You can't expect people to love you. They're going to attack you on any way, in any way they can. Do you hear they calling her? Some people call her Big Fanny or Big Fani. I'm not gonna talk about the lady like that. I just think it's really ridiculous that for her to campaign on anti-corruption and anti-crime and anti-messiness, and look at her. She's doing this very thing that she was running on. It doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, so you're going to get that. Most importantly, the fuzzy concept of personal or financial interest via media attention advanced by defendants is simply not a definition that has ever been recognized by Georgia law. No, if it appears you're the DA. How did they know that you were sleeping with this man? Something had to happen. Now, whether or not the woman, Jocelyn Wade, contacted some of Trump's attorneys, maybe because, if you're in the upper echelon in Fulton County area, they probably rub elbows with each other. Everybody knows everybody. Like that one, like they said in the document. Michael Roman's attorney, I guess, endorsed Wade several years back when he was trying to run for judge. So they probably all know each other. So that's probably how the rumor got out. So for her to say it's a fuzzy concept, no, it's not fuzzy. It's really clear. It's really clear that you do have interest. If I had a man, which I do, and he makes X amount of dollars, and I'm, paying him X amount of dollars because he works for my X amount of company, my company called XYZ. And I'm saying, hey, you want to go on a trip? Or he'll probably like, oh yeah, you want to go on a trip, baby? I'll be like, yeah, I want to go on a trip. Come on now. That's what you do. You go on trips, you go to places or whatever. So now you're keeping the money in the family, even though you're not his family. You actually stole the man from the woman. And whether or not the relationship has soured, he wasn't legally divorced. There's been a lot of chat in the comments, on Fani Willis. Oh, she's not a bad person. The relationship was already done with. Well, if you really think about it, how would you feel if you started a relationship with the married man, with your man, with your husband? How would you feel? And you was thinking like, oh, maybe we will get back together. Or maybe we won't. But you did yourself a disservice getting in a relationship with a man, and he hasn't even closed the chapter, his last chapter of his life. So anyway, like I said, this is not a fuzzy concept. Everybody knew about it. It's not fuzzy. It's clear as day. Okay. They're using crazy words in this. Fair consideration of any benefit to a prosecutor must include these obvious and undeniable costs. A spurious allegation of publicity seeking aside, it must be made clear that District Attorney Willis did not go looking for this case. You're lying. If you wasn't looking for it, did it just fall in your lap? She didn't go looking for it. I'm surprised they didn't say God called her to prosecute this case. She didn't go looking for it. She didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on her. It's like, what do you mean? You end up flying to Washington, D.C. Well, you couldn't fly because you didn't want them to say, oh, she is coordinating with the White House. But you had Nathan Wade flying to the White House, meeting with Biden's people to see how you could get Trump out of the election, out of the way, because you wanted a second term. And I'm not talking about second term of presidency. I'm talking about second term, to boost up her career. Maybe she trying to run for judgeship. I'm not for sure. I think that would be the next track, right? You the DA, then you're a judge. Maybe that's what's her next track. But you're saying that she didn't go looking for it. Yeah, she did. She spent a few years trying to gather up the information to see if she even had a case. You did go looking for it. And you remember we talked about that super PAC information. I think it's called PAC Blue or Act Blue. Super PAC donated to Fani Willis. Fani Willis is on. She received almost $200,000 to run for DA. Who's the main donor of Act Blue campaign? Can anybody tell me? George Soros. George Soros. He's the main donor of this Act Blue campaign. You have, I believe, Ayanna Pressley on there. What's the girl's name that's prosecuting Trump in New York, where they got this frivolous amount of $370 million? She's on there. DA Alvin Bragg, he was on there. It was several other Democratic judges on this Act Blue donation. And George Soros is funding Act Blue. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so your people, you saying you didn't look for it. Your people called you and told you, hey, you're going to prosecute Trump, so get ready. So she signed up for the job. Anyway, these defendants entered the racketeering conspiracy to disrupt and overturn the 2020 election in Fulton County, committing crimes and provided a venue in the jurisdiction. The motion are based on guesswork and public relations strategies, not legal argument. A conflicting prosecutor presents a risk that he or she will disregard public interest for her personal benefits. No circumstances alleged by any of these defendants even approached the threshold, let alone cross it. DA Fani Willis, did you write this yourself? She sounded like she wrote this instead of hiring an attorney, because it does come close. Actually, it crosses the threshold. If you're sleeping with the man that's your subordinate that you hired, it crosses the threshold. And you're alleging that you started the relationship when you didn't really get into when you started. You just said after he was hired. What, on November the 3rd? He was hired on November the 1st. He filed for divorce November the 2nd. You started the relationship November the 3rd. Really? So you guys throw me a lifeline. I don't know what this lady talking about. It's starting to really piss me off. Just reading the document, and I'm only 7 pages in. It's starting to really piss me off. Okay. Let me get to some of your chats. I know y'all talking about. Let me get to Darius. Darius. Thank you for your super chat. Nathan out here laying. Rico Rod. Oh my goodness, you crazy niggas. Oh my goodness, we have another channel member. I really appreciate you, Lamar Copeland. Woo, 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 woo. That's my woo, 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 woo. Thank you. Thank you for the continued support. I really appreciate you guys. Thomas, this is my first time here. Great channel, great host, and great chat room. God bless you all, folks. Thank you, Thomas, for joining us. So yeah, you guys, I'm getting really irritated by reading this document. Fani Willis acting like she is she gonna pull one over on us, like she's gonna put us send us all this word salad, these big words, so the judge could be like, oh yeah, tell us, girl, tell us how you feel. You endured all these racial slurs, these salacious rumors, and you're mad because you got caught with your pants down, Fanny. Well, actually, Nathan got caught with his pants down, and you got caught with your skirt up. That's basically what happened. It says, no circumstances alleged by any of the defendants even approach the threshold, let alone across it. And the accusations brought to this court by these defendants are on the flimsiest of factual support may cause a reasonable person to wonder the defendant's motivation is more tactical than legal. One may question whether the intent is to disqualify the prosecutor. Really? Disqualify the prosecutor? Who has taken on all other views to pursue justice in the case to great personal cost, only to substitute with someone less committed to do so. This is her claim. This is what she's saying. Hey, I've taken a lot of persecution because I take it on this case because I really believe in justice. And don't replace me because you're going to replace someone that's less passionate than me. No, I think, Fani, you're pleading to keep your job. That's not what you're supposed to answer these specific allegations. You're not supposed to put this whole like, oh, woe is me. They're attacking me in the media. Why? Who gives a crap? Answer the specific allegations. Then you go to say, any personal relationship among members of the prosecution team does not amount to disqualifying the conflict of interest or otherwise harm a criminal defendant. Much of defendant Roman's motions relies on supposition and innuendo regarding the private relationship between District Attorney Willis and Special Prosecutor Wade. It is distasteful that such allegation require a response? Is it distasteful? This is what you call, what is it, the word called? When you gaslight. She's gaslighting. She's gaslighting the public because she knows the public is going to read this. She's gaslighting anybody who questioned her relationship between Nathan Wade. She's gaslighting people. She said, it is distasteful that such allegations require a response, but for candor's sake and to provide the court with sufficient facts to resolve the matter efficiently and consistently with the manner in which other potential conflicts and interests have been handled. The attached affidavit of Special Prosecutor Wade makes clear that Roman's insinuation that his counsel was aware of material in the sealed divorce filings, Wade versus Wade. Can anybody? You know what? Fani is one of those ladies. She lacks accountability. You're going to say, you're answering this question. Number one, you're going to gaslight people. You're gaslighting them. I don't even like using the word gaslight, but that's what she's doing. She's gaslighting the people. And then you said, oh, he should have never found out about this because his divorce paper was sealed. So what we really need to be asking, how did he get the sealed records of these divorce proceedings? That's the real question. No, Fani, the real question is, why was you doing the do with the man and you hired him? You couldn't keep this man. You could have still did the do. He had his own practice. You probably could have hired him as an investigator or prosecuting investigator or researcher. But no, you hired him as the lead prosecutor. Does anybody see the problem with that? And so she attached the affidavit of the Special Prosecutor Wade makes clear that Roman insinuation that his counsel was aware of material in the sealed divorce filings, Wade versus Wade, that would in any way support disqualification or dismissal, and the matter was blatant misrepresentation designed to seek publicity instead of meritorious legal remedy. The affidavit also clarifies that although the District Attorney Willis and Special Prosecutor Wade have been professional associates since friends since 2019, there were no relationship between them in November 2021. When? Is that really? This is what you leave off. There was no personal relationship between them in November 2021 at the time of Special Prosecutor Wade appointment. Why? Can somebody tell me why? Why was no relationship November 2021? I don't understand. I don't understand that because you're lying. You're lying, Fani. Fani Willis, why you lying? You're lying through your teeth. Now, Fani, you're going to have to clean up. I said Fani Willis was going to admit to her wrongdoings. I did say that. But I didn't. She's admitting and she's lying at the same time. Reason why I'm saying that is because she could say there was no relationship in 2021. Yeah, you probably didn't do in November 2021 because you was too busy. You was too busy trying to take Donald Trump's mug shot and all that good stuff. So, or maybe you're just saying November 2021, but I probably October 2021 we was doing it. November 2021, my schedule got kind of busy, so we wasn't able to see each other. But we picked it back up in December of 2021. You see how ambiguous she answered these questions. At the time of the special prosecutor appointment, defendant offered no support for their insistence that the exercise of any prosecutorial discretions, I don't know what that means, and the case was impacted by any personal relationship. Without those additional factors, the existence of the relationship between members of the prosecution team in and of itself is simply not the status of entitles a criminal defendant any remedy. Okay. Georgia courts have held as much decades to both civil and criminal contexts. Personal relationship among lawyers, even on opposing sides of a litigation, do not constitute impermissible conflicts of interest. You cite this case. Reject the assertion that the prosecutor's marriage to an attorney who represents a criminal defendant is unrelated criminal case 3 years earlier might result in prosecutors gaining confidential information in the prosecution of an unrelated case. You're reaching. So they cite this case. I don't think it, and I'm not a lawyer, it has nothing to do with the prices in China. Okay, this has nothing to do with the prices in China, that you actually hired the man and you were sleeping with him. Okay, you were sleeping with him. It says attacks on the qualification of special prosecutor Wade were both unfounded and evidence of bad faith in which the motion was brought. There's no evidence of an improper conflict of interest in an appointment. They talk about the criminal defendants, and what I would do if I was I'm going to go to these exhibits. She's claiming that Wade has a significant litigation experience. And I don't, let's see if we get back exhibit A. It says, personally appeared before me the undersigned officer duly authorized to administer the oath, Nathan J. Wade, who after being sworn in deposes that the state as follows. My name is Nathan Wade. I'm over the age of 18, under no legal disability, and competent to attest to the matter state herein make this affidavit based on my personal knowledge. I'm a resident, a member of good standing, which he is. I looked him up. He is a member of good standing. He does have a lot of ties in the community. He opened his law firm in 2009. He employs 4 to 9 employees. He have served civil attorney in private practice, presenting individuals with business and corporation. have served as a criminal defense attorney, presenting hundreds of individuals in state and federal court charged with felony and misdemeanors and offenses. I have tried many felony cases representing clients in serious matters, including but not limited to capital offenses, murder, rape, armed robbery, as well as aggravated assault and drug trafficking. Some of these cases garnered many media attention. And then he cites the media attention. I was retained outside the council to present Sheriff Cobb County, and I contracted in. My contract compensation was a rate of $5.50 an hour. I began serving a municipal court judge in 2010. So he's stating all his, I guess this is like his curriculum vitae. Okay, so he's saying that he has extensive experience in law. He said in November of 2021, I contracted to be the special prosecutor in Fulton County in 2020 interference case. This case is extremely complex. My role has included management of the team, prosecutors, investigators undertake the investigation, special purpose, grand jury process, and indictment. As special prosecutor, the case required the vast majority of my time as it reflected, and sometimes invoices. In many instances, I documented work performed that would have exceeded my contractual cap and did not request any received payment from the county for that work. So you're saying that you should get more? You should get more than $650,000? Come on now. And this is Nathan Wade. This is Nathan Wade, April 7, 2007. Brazen robbing, Hinton Motels, rob Cobb. That's all you got, Nathan. You literally couldn't pull up all the case numbers. I mean, you've been practicing since 2000. You don't keep none of your files. I would have put all the case numbers so people could look them up. Hey, look up case numbers, blah, 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 blah. Is public information anyway, right? Prosecuting criminals is public. And you pull out from the Gazette this old ass newsletter, like, come on now, from 2000. This was damn near 25 years ago. I was still, well, I wasn't in high school anymore, but shit, this was a long time. You know, it's old when this is old, so old. April 7, 2000. Brazen robber. Okay, so this is something new. 2006. 2006. So you get 5 teens arrested in China walks slaying. Let's see. I don't see his name on here. I don't see Nathan Wade. Nathan Wade. Man, police have 4 teenage boys and 14-year-old girl. This doesn't prove anything, Nathan. I'm sorry. I don't believe Nathan. I'm sorry. Not since you gave me this evidence. This is the evidence you present. I don't believe you anymore. I was reading, through his extensive experience, and I was like, oh well, yeah, this guy, yeah, they're doing him bad in the media. That's what I was thinking. They're doing him bad. Where's his this is Wade's curriculum vitae, and he's telling us, what he's done in the past. Many of criminal defense attorney, many cases. He's defended many criminals. And when we get to the newsletters, clippings. He pulled something up from 2000. I don't see his name. I'm a speed reader. I don't see his name on here, you guys. I don't see Nathan Wade. He's hired Nathan Wade as an attorney. You're pulling, just, oh, I represented him. Where's your name at, buddy? I represented this guy. You know how if the glove don't fit, you must have Johnny Cochran. You know how he's a famous attorney because he defended what's your boy name? The guy. He defended him. He was in the news. You could see Johnny Cochran in the news. Matter of fact, I don't even remember the guy and he was famous as him, and can't even remember his name. But Johnny Cochran, he was in the news. He was in the media. He was a famous attorney. You're pulling up articles that you're not even mentioning. What in the world is this? What? I don't understand. And this is your man. This is your man. And you gonna stick beside. She probably was like, Lord, I'm gonna get fired today. When he gave her these clippings, because he had to give it to her. He probably clipped it out like, oh yeah, I'm on my way. I'm gonna be a big time attorney. And these was the only. These, if he did represent them, they probably still in jail. If he did represent these people, anyway, they probably still in jail. This was back in 2006, and this is what you're saying. Georgia top lawyers. This was back in 2009. You were a Georgia top lawyer in 2009. You have council municipal court judges, president award, Judge Nathan Wade. Okay. Presidential Award, NAACP, Speaking the Truth. A 2007 Bar Association. So he's all his plaques and his award for participant workshop. Why would you put that on there? Why would you put that on there? If I was questioned about my experience, like my experience, and me being an attorney, you can have hard factual things like a case number such and such 2000. You didn't even have to put the names on there. You should have got your secretary and say, hey, look at all these cases. We got a file. We've been in practice since 2006. She should have pulled all the criminal court cases and list them on this file. Wouldn't have you would have done that? But no, he's pulling out participating award clippings from 2000. That's why I think you're lying. You are lying. Nathan Wade is a liar and Fani Willis is a liar. You guys put in chat. Nathan Wade is lying through his teeth and Fani is lying too. They bunch of liars. And it's so sad that we had to go through this whole thing for you to lie to us. You put a 176-page document together that's full of lies. That's what I don't understand. Oh my goodness. We got another member, Sergeant King. All these lies, that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And you put this 176-page document for what? The judge is probably going to get pissed off reading this. I wonder who's the judge that's taking over this case or that's answering to this. Is it the judge that's actually over the Trump case? And that, the 18 people that co-conspirators, what they call it. He's probably going to get pissed off because I'm not even a lawyer and I'm getting pissed off just reading it because it's a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, so that's Fani Willis. She just lied to us. It's to me, it's a bunch. It is a bunch of crap. And it makes me laugh because it's so sad that she put this whole document together and you got to sit through this crap. It's a bunch of crap. Anyway, I'm not going to torture you guys any longer. We're going to get to our next story. Our next story, Ayanna Pressley. Now, you guys might remember Ayanna Pressley. She was talking to Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper, when was this? Probably in November sometime. In November, I believe. Let me just, yeah. I don't know when this came out. I think it was back in November or October. Now, this is Jake Tapper challenging Democratic lawmaker refusing to acknowledge reality. Like one flown over the cuckoo nest. Okay, I just want to lay down the foundation and the groundwork of Ayanna Pressley, just in case you don't know anything about her. But she's in Boston and she's a representative of one of the districts in Boston, Massachusetts somewhere. Anyway, so this is Ayanna Pressley with Jake Tapper.
And this historic wave of Venezuelan migrants crossing into the U.S. The U.S. cannot deport most of them, or any of them really, because of the frosty diplomatic relations with Venezuela. More than 7.7 million people have fled Venezuela. There's no sign this is slowing down. Do you agree that something needs to be done about our border, that it's just not sustainable? I mean, we see, these governors, and I'm sure you disapprove of the tactic, but they're sending migrants into places like Massachusetts, like New York, like California, and these cities are having trouble keeping up. The Republican governors say things like, we're just giving you a taste of what we have to deal with.
You see that? Well, I certainly do. You see that smug on her face? Like, just listen to this crap, what she's about to say. She's worse than Fani Willis. She just, when her mouth's open, she just spills or spews out a bunch of shit. I'm sorry if I offended anybody that don't like cussing, but it's a bunch of shit that comes out of her mouth. I mean, literally. Not figuratively, literally.
I disagree with any people, and certainly our most vulnerable, who are fleeing great destabilization and violence and corruption from being used as political pawns. No doubt about it, our border is secure, and we're in the midst of a humanitarian crisis, and we have to fix a broken system.
Wait,
and we also
you think it is secure? You think the border is secure, or it is not secure?
I believe that we are in the midst of a humanitarian crisis, and there needs to be federal investment to support those migrant families. And I work with a number of those community-based organizations on the ground, and they need more support. They need more federal support. This is a humanitarian crisis, and it's the consequence of a number of longstanding broken policies that are very consequential for asylum seekers, TPS holders, and DACA recipients writ large. But that is a conversation for another day.
Sure, I don't disagree with this being a humanitarian crisis at all, but just to get some clarity on this, and sure, that's a conversation for another day, but do you think that the border is secure? Is that what you said?
Yes, the border is secure. And we're in the midst of a humanitarian crisis that has been created by a broken system. And in the meantime, we need federal investment to support my constituents and those who call the MA 7th home writ large, which is why we need to prevent a government shutdown. I want to center the humanity, the dignity, the safety, and the needs of everyone, which is why we should not have a government shutdown. It will be deeply consequential. It will create a dire situation for families, many that are already struggling.
But if you have millions of undocumented migrants coming into the country, how is the border secure?
Jake, this is not a new crisis. It does require more political will and commitment. It is a humanitarian crisis. We should treat it as such. And again, representing one of the most diverse constituencies in the country. And in fact, I chair the House Haiti Caucus. I represent the third largest Haitian diaspora in the country. And what I see on the ground is community-based organizations and municipalities who need federal support.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, except for the idea that the border is secure. I mean, if you have people crossing the border, it's just by definition not secure. If you have people coming to the United States, in fact, I mean, one of the arguments being made, and I think it's an argument worth considering, is that because our border is so porous, millions of people make this very unsafe journey. Millions of people give money to people who prey on them, coyotes, and take them on these journeys to cross into the United States, preying on them, vulnerable people. And that's because the border is not secure. Because it is not secure, they go on this journey. And one of the arguments that is made, and maybe you disagree with it, is that the border should be secure so as to discourage people from making this journey. So that if people want to try to come to the United States and declare asylum and seek asylum, they go through the proper corridors and not just try to cross illegally. But it just seems like just such a refusal to acknowledge reality just to say that the border is secure when we all know millions of people are crossing the border illegally every year.
Jake, and that is a consequence of a number of things.
So I'm not going to play the whole interview, but you see how Jake Tapper from CNN, you are refusing to acknowledge reality. Now, this leads me to the main topic of Ayanna Pressley. She has a problem realizing or acknowledging reality of the situation. Like I said about Joe Biden refuses to acknowledge reality. This is on the border crisis. This is on the Iranian war that he has a love-hate relationship. I'm not for sure. It's really an odd relationship. You don't want to blame them per se for actually drone striking your people, your service people, your military servicemen. You're not going to point the blame at them. They are totally responsible for that. If you supply a war or supply the weapons for the war, then you're responsible for that war. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting off topic. Ayanna, this is what I'm saying about this progressive politics. You walk around with a bag over your head and it's raining shit outside. And since this bag is over your head, maybe the bag is plastic, I'm not for sure. You're saying, oh, if I don't see it, it's not raining shit. Well, it's still raining shit. Just because you got the bag over your head and you don't see it, it's still raining shit. Oh, what's that smushy stuff? It must be mud. No, you're stepping in shit. This is Ayanna Pressley and all this progressiveness that's going around here. Okay? These Marxism, socialism, I don't know, other isms that you would call them. But that's what these people, communism, that's what these people are. Okay, so she refuses to acknowledge reality. And why am I saying that? She was on in Congress giving a damn speech about, where is this at? How they should be where am I at? They Walgreens should be ashamed of themselves for leaving. Walgreens should be ashamed for leaving the city of Massachusetts. And she's blaming Walgreens for being racist because they want to actually be a responsible business. They want to stay in business. They don't want to give their stuff away for free. So this is Ayanna.
Another pharmacy in the Massachusetts 7th, this time on Warren Street in Roxbury, a community that is 85% Black and Latino. This closure is a part of a larger trend of abandoning low-income communities like the previous closures in Mattapan and Hyde Park, both in the Massachusetts 7th. When a Walgreens leaves a neighborhood, they disrupt the entire community and they take with them baby formula, diapers, asthma inhalers, life-saving medications, and of course, jobs. These closures are not arbitrary and they are not innocent. They are life-threatening acts of racial and economic discrimination. That is why I joined with Senator Markey and Warren to demand answers from Walgreens CEO. Why was there no community input, no adequate notice to customers, and no transition resources to prevent gaps in healthcare? Shame on you, Walgreens. Having a website with talking points about health equity and underserved communities is not enough. Walgreens is a multi-billion-dollar corporation that needs to put their money where their mouth is and stop divesting from Black and brown communities.
This is the problem, you guys. Everything she said, oh yeah, it's correct. Why are they leaving the Black community? Yeah, and people need this medication. They need asthma medication. They need baby formula. They need all those types of goods and probably services. Why are they leaving? Because you are stealing. Now, you can't blame Walgreens for wanting to leave. Why be in business if my employees are at risk? Every time we're open, we got some fool coming in here bagging up shit and I can't, the police are not around. because probably in Boston, they probably got this thing of defunding the police too. But the police is not around. I don't want to put my employees at risk, and we're losing too much. Matter of fact, I'm paying to be here. Instead of making a profit, I'm in the red. So she's mad at Walgreens, and this is a problem that we have in the community. And this is another problem, that this is progressive. This is progressive politics, because they think just because it's $1 billion corporation, they should just eat up all the losses. Shut the hell up. You're a billion dollar corporation. You should be able to take it. What about the small corporations? What about them, the mom and pop pharmacy stores? What about them? Should they just shut up and take it? You're divesting in the community. The jobs are being lost because of your city is afraid or refusing to deal with the crime issue. I just want to Walgreens. And now you have you have the community really mad. And they're calling it racism. I feel sorry for the elderly, but Walgreens is supposed to, they're in it to make money. If you want a community-owned drugstore, maybe you should actually get everybody try to get some federal grants or some local grants to build a community drugstore. And this is the fourth Walgreens that is set to close this, I guess this year. That's what it's saying.
In Mattapan closed their doors. Boston 25 News reporter Kelly Sullivan is live at the Walgreens on Warren Street. And Kelly, Representative Ayanna Pressley condemned the move on the House floor.
Yeah, that's right. And there have been many lawmakers, including Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey, who stood alongside protesters outside of this Walgreens here, asking the company not to close its store here on Warren Street. But despite their efforts today, the doors are closing for good. Now, this Walgreens is located here in Roxbury on Warren Street and is the fourth Boston Walgreens to close in a little more than a year. The pharmacy chain announced about 200 in total will close nationally this year. Several protests were held outside asking Walgreens to keep this location's doors open. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley represents this district, and she spoke on the House floor addressing her concerns about shutting down a pharmacy in another low-income neighborhood.
When a Walgreens leaves a neighborhood, they disrupt.
Well, we ain't gonna play that again.
Discriminate. Transferring patient files and prescriptions to the Walgreens on Columbus Ave.
So, I live in I guess you want to call it a high-fluting neighborhood. They closed the CVS pharmacy down the street from us. And actually, they're planning to close, I think they said 400 to 500 CVS pharmacies nationwide. Walgreens is planning to close a lot of pharmacies nationwide. Not only because, the theft problem, but it's not advantageous for them because now they have Amazon Prime. They fill prescriptions. You can get your prescriptions done in so many hours or in the same day. So you have these mail order pharmacies that you can get your prescription. You don't need Walgreens or you don't need CVS. But you can't blame Walgreens from wanting to leave.
Same-day delivery of prescriptions for 90 days. And for non-pharmacy items, the store said it would do free same-day delivery for 90 days and waiving the $35 minimum. So Walgreens says there are several factors into why they decide to close stores, and some of those factors include the changing markets and also the changing buying patterns of both the patients and the customers. Reporting live in Roxbury, Kelly Sullivan for your local station, Boston 25 News.
You notice how they said the changing buying patterns. The changing buying, they're not buying, they're stealing. Okay. That's the changing buying patterns. They're not buying, they're stealing. And like I said, okay, maybe they're not stealing so much because now, or as far as ordering from the pharmacy, it costs a lot of money to have a pharmacist there. And if you don't get a lot of orders, what's the point of paying the pharmacist? You could order mail-in prescriptions. They got automatic mail-in prescriptions. So why do you need a Walgreens or a Walmart? It's sad that you can't be a business owner without being accused of being a racist. It's sad. Walgreens is being racist. No, Walgreens is about their money. It's a business decision. Everything doesn't have to have race attached to it. It doesn't have to be like that. You're saying Walgreens, no, Black folks' money spend just as well as white folks' money. If they was making money in that particular area, you better believe they will be in that area. Why do you think any liquor stores ever close? No, the liquor stores, you see liquor stores on every corner in the hood because they making money. They make money. You guys, let me know if I'm going in the wrong direction. You don't go in a liquor store stealing because they probably won't allow it. They probably got their goon squad there. You can't just go in a liquor store and steal. But you go in Walgreens and acting like you just about to go shoplifting and bring a garbage bag with you. It's a problem. But like I said, even if it wasn't, they're calling it buying patterns. Even if it wasn't buying patterns, Walgreens have the right to close whatever store they want to close because it's a business decision. This is why I don't understand why people don't get this. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It's called money. Okay? That's the color that rules the world. Money. Green, whatever paper money or fiat currency that your country operates on. That is what rules the world. It's not if you are black, white, green, yellow, or purple. It's if you have any money. They don't care. As long as you have money and you ain't no damn fool acting the fool going out places, it spins just like any other place. And you can't call Walgreens racist for that. And people are protesting for them to stay in business. To me, this is asinine. If there was a market for Walgreens to be there or any other pharmacy to be there, they will be there. But apparently it's not the market for it. I'm sorry. This is just business 101. Anyway, supply and demand. Anyway, you guys, I'm not going beat a dead horse because Ayanna, I could talk about her all day. Warrior said, Chawanne, true. They are getting a few bucks per prescription filled. They gotta fill hundreds a day to break even. Exactly. They gotta fill hundreds a day to break even. And it doesn't make sense for them to be open. They have like 10 drugstores in a 10-mile radius. It doesn't make sense when, you know, most people are doing the mail order pharmacy. Hell, my dad, he's 70. My dad just turned 78 this year. And 5 years ago, he was mailing ordering his prescription. We had to tell him to stop because they was sending him old prescriptions that he didn't even use before. And he will be like, oh, I just, you know, it was real convenient. I didn't have to go to the store. So I just told him to put it in mail order. So it's like, why even have a Walgreens or a CVS if you don't need to go to the store? You just mail it, get it on auto refill. Anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Once again, I really appreciate all of you. So tomorrow, I might come on tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, but I will come on. Maybe not. And because I got a story about Tiffany Henry, because your girl was giving money away live. Let me see. Oh, I still got her up here. She's talking, but it wasn't saying nothing. It was a couple of other YouTubers streaming her. And she's giving away $1 million. Don't know where she's getting this $1 million from. I know you guys seen my post. So I might get on and view this video of hers to see what she's talking about. But if I don't, I will see you guys Monday at 1:30, our regular showtime. Okay, so I am sending all my good to you. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I will talk to you soon.